Hey everybody, it's Debbie. You're at your home, your happy place. I'm so glad you stopped by. And today we're going to have some fun. If you're new, I hope you'll consider staying and subscribing. And don't forget to press the bell, which says notify me. Press the all. I don't even understand what the personal one is, but if you press the all, you'll find out every time I get a video up. My first Design Dilemma person is Susan, and she's gonna see this as you guys are seeing it. We've only exchanged like 2 or 3 emails, so I don't have a rapport with her like I would have with a client that I was actually working with. So I may be so way off on what she really wanted from me, but I hope that it's somewhere in the neighborhood where it can at least help her go from what I've offered her to find what she wants. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. And as far as Design Dilemmas go, in case you're new or you missed that video, I just thought I'd toss that out there, that I do some for some people because I think it's fun and I want to show people how to be their own decorator. And sometimes that comes from, just watching somebody else do it. It's not that hard. But it can be time consuming, especially when you're working with other people, because when you're working with yourself, you know what you like and you don't like. Somebody else can't always read that. Or maybe they think that they know better than you and this is what you should do. And one of the big reasons I did not hire a designer, decorator when we were building our custom home is I know me. And I think I've gotten over this, but I wasn't willing to test it out on this home. In the past, I have worked with some decorator designers before I was one. And I found that, especially ones at stores, like there was a store, it's long gone out of business. I think they might have been associated with Home Depot, but they were like appliances, and you could go in and get kitchens and bathrooms remodeled. Like, it was very cool. And I went there for my kitchen at my former home, and they pushed their own ideas on me and didn't really listen to what I wanted. And in the end, oh my gosh, the budget I gave them was like, and this is a long time ago, but still $50,000 was for my kitchen. And it was very specific. They came back, I don't even remember. It was well over $170,000 for what they allowed me to pick out and get excited about. And I was so mad. So in the end, all I got was new countertops. And then they said, well, we can't refund the money, so we'll just give you all new appliances. I didn't even need new appliances. I needed new cabinets. I needed a new sink. I was so upset. And so I learned my lesson then and there. I want to hold the reins on my decor, because if I did that in this place, number one, budget would be a big deal. But if you're somebody who has a hard time telling someone no, you're gonna walk away with their decorated house and not yours, if you know what I'm saying there. So that's me knowing me. So I put all that out there because that's forefront in my mind when I'm working with somebody. And I come in with 3 options. And so I'm going to present something that's closest to what I think you asked for. I'm going to present you with something that's safe, but a little different than you asked for. And then I'm going to present you with something that's maybe outside of what I would think your comfort zone is. And why would I do that? Because more often than not, surprise, surprise, people pick the most far out option. And it's because it's nothing they would have ever thought of on their own, or they thought was so wild. I mean, they wouldn't, because it's just too wild. Like, who's going to buy a hot pink dress with, leopards on it or something? But when they see it on somebody, they're like, I really like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I do that. And why would you need to do that if you're just doing design dilemmas in your home? Well, if you don't live alone, you're going to have to convince somebody else of what you want to do. And it is always good to give them choices and options so that they can get on board with the project. So that's kind of where I'm coming. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera onto my computer and show you Susan's home. Okay, Susan sent me this photo of her home, which she told me had been painted in yellow for 40 years. And now they have just painted it this green, which is Sherwin-Williams Acanthus. And I just want to warn you, you can look it up yourself if you're interested in seeing the true color or a better version of the color, but this picture has a lot of sunlight evidently on the front of their house, and it's really coming across as a much more washed out green than it is. The color is more of a sagey green, if you ask me. So I just want to put that out there. Her dilemma is what to do with her shutters, and I was not clear whether she was buying new shutters or stripping the paint, but her thought process was she wanted to try a dark brown. Stain is what she said. And that's why I said stripping the paint, because if you're gonna stain it, I would assume you would have to just take the paint off, but I'm not real sure. So those are but these are little details. So she also mentioned to me that they want to put iron window boxes with the moss that's in them underneath the 3 windows as well. So I'm going to show you a second picture she sent me. Okay, and this is the screened-in porch there. Oh, actually, well, I don't know, or it's a breezeway. I was going to say that looks like the front door screen, but there's I see that kind of terracotta patio on the outside as well, so this may be a breezeway. Anyway, she mentioned that she had added the brown in here and she really liked it, so she's thinking of staining her shutters brown. And as you can see, brown is an absolutely wonderful color to complement the color of her home. So how do I start something like this? It's specific, obviously, to this it's a color dilemma. She's curious of what she should do as far as is she just asking the question, would brown stained shutters look good on my house? And if that was the simple question, I'd say, yeah, it's a nice idea. But when somebody is hiring a decorator or designer, they are going to get more than that. You're not going to go, oh yeah, that's perfect. Obviously, I personally didn't think she should bother with staining. You can paint. And if you buy shutters that are pre-made, a lot of times they come in a color that you might just love. So that's where I started. Well, no, let me back up. I started with color. First, I want to see all the color options that I think could look good with this house. So if this is you and you got a design dilemma, you don't have to have a big knowledge of color theory and primary and secondary and tertiary colors. You don't need that. You can just, because we live in this internet community in the world, you can just Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever you use. You can search what colors look good with a sage green, let's say, and I'm just calling that one sage green. And you're gonna get images up there you could pick and just look at all the options. You're gonna get videos and blogs, you're gonna get magazine articles, you're gonna get all kinds of ideas that you could just start browsing. This is where some of that time takes place, because you wanna hone in on what do I like, what do I not like, and then start looking at the things that you like and then go from there. So that's what I started with her. And I picked out, then I thought she was buying new shutters. That I could be wrong on. So in my presentation, my first one, it's going to have new shutters. And I went ahead and picked out a iron window box for her as well, because obviously she can buy one at a Home Depot or a Lowe's, absolutely, a Walmart. Everybody's got those. But I know that you can get a lot more variety and pattern somewhere else, which is another reason you would hire a decorator, because of they're like a little detective. They want to hunt down the perfect thing for your house, and they will spend a lot of time doing it because they love it. And that's part of the key of it. So if you don't like doing that, then yeah, maybe you do want to hire somebody. Okay, so here we are with the 2 things she asked for, but I'm not going to stop there. So we look at her house, and I looked at the front of it. She mentioned there's a brick, little brick border she's got. And I thought, that needs a little bit more presence. I mean, you can't hardly see it. So I decided to add a garden fence. So each of my presentations now has a shutter, a color, a window box, and a garden fence. And then I looked at, can I make any other improvements that might, enhance the curb appeal? So I added new screen door options in all of these, and all of the screen door options are wood with enough presence that if I paint them, they're gonna add to the color story on the front of the house. So you're gonna get that. Then I added some trim paint, although I'm not real sure she's got any real trim when I look at it. So I really don't, and it was just enough. It's a white. It's just not a pure white. So because that color, while it looks fine with, white goes with anything. If you add a little gray into that white, or I'm not a paint mixer, so I don't know really what color they put in it. But if we take the true tone of white down just a bit, it will blend better with that color, that acanthus. I can't even say that half the time. What else did I add? Shutter, door, fence. Well, I added flowers. I just gave 2 ideas of flowers. So that's what I'm gonna give you right now. We're gonna go through each of these. I'm gonna show you where I picked them out from, how much they cost. And then in the end, we'll kind of do a quick review and talk about you guys giving your feedback of what you like or didn't like. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. That's part of what this is. It's none of us have the same taste at all. Okay, let's check out my first option. Okay, since she was buying new shutters, I assumed anyway, I thought, hey, let's get something with a little character to it, because there's really nothing. The entire face or facade of her house is completely smooth. So adding some interest in her shutter itself, besides color, would really enhance the look. And I love this one. So this is not the color. You're not gonna notice the color, I don't think, when I turn it on. So let me come over here and pick the color. I've got to find it here. There we go. Well, you might be able to see it a little bit, but not very well. So this is a raisin brown. I love that color. So I am in this one giving her a brown look that is really stunning, I think. And then we're gonna go to her planter box. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and then keeping that X in mind here, I think this is an absolutely stunning window box, which I found on Hayneedle for $83.41. So she would need 3 of those. By the way, we did not talk budget, so I don't know if she has a budget for this project or not. So if there was no budget, you know, you can easily buy these. I don't know how much they are. I didn't research that, at Lowe's with no specific design. Because let's face it, if you're gonna fill them with some beautiful flowers, if the flowers hang over, that design won't be seen. But you're attaching them to your house, so they'll probably be up all the time, even when the flowers aren't blooming. Secondly, the shutters, then you could just paint them a raisin brown if that's what you'd like, instead of buying new ones. So that's part 2 of this. Now we're going to do the garden fence. So how did I find these things? I searched, I probably searched cast iron garden fence. I don't really know what I searched at this point, but you know, I'm not clever about my searches. I think the dumber you are when you search, the more likely you'll get what you're looking for. I have never been at the Shop Monticello, and it's mostly, I believe, well, it says entertaining garden fashion gifts exclusive books sale. I looked at it while I was here. There's not a lot on there, but these are darling. And you know, I probably searched Amazon first, but I did not find these. Doesn't mean they don't exist there. So these are $19. I'm not sure how long the piece is. You know, sometimes it's that section, so like you're getting a 3 section for $19. But I think that would look pretty. And by the way, I want you to close up in there. If you take away the kind of, look at the detail enough, you see there is 2 X's in each panel. If you take away, it's kind of like a loop design behind it, but it turns it into something so pretty, but it's really still there. So one of the big keys in making things look effortlessly styled to go together is when patterns actually repeat, but not so obvious that it's obnoxious, if that makes sense. Okay. Next, we're at the screen door, and so what I've done is she had a full on-screen door, and maybe she needs that. The reason I'm picking something that has a smaller screen door is I can get more color on the house, and I can get more design on the house. Again, as we were saying, there's nothing on the facade. There's no trim work. There's nothing there. So adding something like this will give you another option of bringing personality to the front of the house. And in this case, I picked a color I'm going to put on the screen. And here we have Sherwin-Williams Shade Grown. Now, this is not brown. As you can probably see, it is a very deep green. But look at it in this room, it really comes across as a dark brown. So what's it going to look like in the sunlight? You know, that's why you get samples. But this is not for her shutters, because if she bought the ones I gave her, they are a brown. They are a raisin brown. So this is taking a deeper tone, much deeper tone of the house color and putting it on the front door or on the screen door, which appears to be their front door. So unless this is the back of the house. I don't know that either. This is terrible that I don't know, but I think that's not the back of the house. Okay, and then I suggest that in her newly refreshed flower bed, and I don't even know where Susan lives, so these may not work there, but this is called Egyptian Star. And I love the deep, deep green of those leaves, which is very close to shade green, which would be complementary to that front door or that screen door. And then this deep pink, pink and green. And if you followed me for any length of time, you know those are my favorite colors combinations. So this would be stunning. And then I have one more flower for her. Now, obviously, huge contrast, which is what you want. You want things to pop in your flower bed. So gorgeous, easy to grow. These do not have a flower on them. This is called Heart to Heart Caladium. And oh my goodness, they are so simple. They come in a variety of colors. They wouldn't all be called the same thing. I have versions of these in my yard right now. And I have some very small ones. And then I have some that are closer related to coleus. But anyway, I think that's gorgeous. And then it's picking up on the green, it's picking up on the pink, and then you've got the bright white just to, you know, provide that huge contrast, because you've taken the house that was formerly trimmed out in white and you've made it dark in every aspect there, except maybe there's some metal on there. I can't really tell. Okay, that would be the very first presentation. In presentation 2, I have gone in a completely different direction because you can. The shutters, they come in more than 1,000 different versions. It's unbelievable the styles that you can come up with. But I loved the gracefulness of the curves of this, and it's unusual. Most people have shutters that have the little vent panels on them, you know, the horizontal lined vented look, or they have just a plain raised panel. So the 2 shutters I've shown you so far have a lot of personality. And then the color on this is a prefabbed, they're made of PVC. Oh, and I haven't been telling you the price, but they're all on sale right now anyway. This is also from Wayfair. The previous shutter was also from Wayfair. This is called Ocean Swell. So it is a soft blue. I just find that would be absolutely gorgeous. There. So you can see that that's a really pretty color with that. Gorgeous. Okay, so from the shutters, we'll go to the planter boxes. Okay, this is so beautiful. Notice the design in the center. If you turned that the opposite direction, it would be very, very similar to the design that's going on in the shutter, the blue shutter. But I really, really love the square, sharp edges of this case. And this is, let's see, let me get the right one together here. This is from a little website called Best Nest, and this is black and it costs $99. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you the cost of other things. The shutters that I just shown you are on Wayfair at $180 a pair, although Wayfair was having a sale on most things. I'm not sure if that was one of them. So, and then the first set I'll just have to go through on the end. But I think this would be extraordinarily beautiful. This fence, again, I mean, I'm picking things that I just think are stunning. This is a vinyl fence, I believe, yes. This is from Home Depot, and it is $17 for that panel. And I don't have written down how wide that is, but you know, whatever you're going to put in there is going to cost you probably at least $300, most likely. So, but that, for the impact of that amount of money, wow. So I'm loving that. I love, it really mimics some of the sharp edges, but it's divided. So very much like the window box, it's kind of got two sections. And then I'm going to take you to the screen door. And I'll try to put all of these in one. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can pull it off and put them all on one shot on my computer, but I can show you my little mood board if that doesn't work. And here's the screen door, which, well, I can't show you all those things at once on my computer, but I can show you this. So this kind of shows you the design idea going on. So that screen door is wood and needs to be painted. So you could take that screen door and paint it the ocean swell by just taking that shutter into pretty much any paint place, and they can match or give you a very close to match color. Or you can go with that same color I used on the first proposal, which was shade grown, which is a deep green, and that would look great with it. This screen door here is $230 at Home Depot. Okay, I just learned something on my computer. So these would be the two flowers that I would recommend with that color combination. Because we went with that blue, I think this gorgeous deep purple would be so pretty. And of course it looks great with green. Listen guys, when in doubt, everything really looks good with green. Why? Because it's the basis of our earth, you know, and blue. We have green leaves on almost everything. I mean, there's an occasional red leaf or white leaf, but overall it's green grass, green leaves, and then some kind of absolutely gorgeous color. And it's what is common to our eye anyway. So you cannot go wrong really with any color that you put with green. And then this white, this is called Angel Wing. And I really don't even know what it is. I've never seen it before. It's Angel Wings. It's Senecio candicans. It's not even a flower. It's leaves. Okay, so it's gorgeous. Imagine that. For me, I like to plant lavender and lamb's breath, so it's kind of the same idea. Although my lavender was not this deep color. And my lamb's breath is nothing like this. I'm going to see if I can find some of it myself. All right. That is the extent of the second proposal. Now I'm going to take you to the more bold, wild card proposal. Okay, I wanted to come back to the house again because my third proposal is going to be keeping these shutters. So I want you to look at those closely. They look like, I don't know. I was going to call it a shape, but like a street sign shape, but I don't know the shape it would be. It looks like, a square where the corners have been cut off, sort of. And I just think it's a very unique look. So if I got her wrong that she was going to replace the shutters and just stain them dark brown, this might be an idea that she would enjoy. So let's go to the color. Isn't it a stunner? Again, you're getting reflection from my computer and my lighting in here, but if you were on the website, this is Benjamin Moore. And it's called Coffee House Chocolate. I mean, the name alone. golly, that almost looks like a coffee chocolate bar to eat. Those are my two favorite flavors, coffee and chocolate. So yeah, this kind of answers the very first request, which would be brown with the colors that are with the shutters that she has if she wasn't going to change them. I think that would be stunning, and I'm all in. So why you're saying now to yourself, this isn't out there, this isn't crazy, this isn't a wild card. Well, I'm saving that part for last. Okay, so we're keeping those shutters, and here's the window box selection. All right, now we have a black resin window box. I love the little detail where it's you know, got like corbels underneath it, and I do love the raised panels on it. This is not an iron one, so we're doing something a little different. The price is a little higher, but remember, we didn't buy new shutters. So this is at Wayfair for $127.99, and it is something with all 5 stars with 139 reviews. So nobody's had any complaints with it. I love it. Oh, and by the way, this has a water reservoir in it. So I think they call these like self-watering, but just one more little feature that is really pretty. Now, keep this in mind because we may be coming back to it. And let's go to the fence. Okay, this is a it reminds me of the countryside. It's Adirondack, actually. It's in the name of it, because that looks like the back of an Adirondack chair, doesn't it? So I absolutely love it. I love the curve to it. It's just lovely. It's resin as well. It is more expensive, but maybe it's longer. I don't know. And could you make this out of wood? Sure. I mean, this looks like something somebody could do, but it is $230 each. Now, I have a feeling that this is like $19 each, and you buy a packet of 12. I think that's what it was. So you're gonna get a huge amount for the $230, not just one of these. All right, and now let's go to the screen door. There's a million screen doors as well. I chose this because I liked the scrolliness on it and the curved oval opening, and the idea that we're gonna get a nice little block of paint down there. And I just think that's it's kind of classic country looking. So I think that's really pretty. And then we'll kind of go over the whole thing of what it all looks like. But now, yeah, you're probably still going, I don't see it. What's the craziness? Well, the craziness is coming right now. And here we go. I know you guys are probably going, oh, of course she had to bring in coral. You know, Miss I Love Everything by the Sea. And of course I have really bright coral in my, the backdrop of my shelves in my lower levels. So you guys know I love this color. That's not the color I have at my house, but this is a nice color. And here would be what I'd be suggesting. I would do those shutters in the coffee house brown, or the coffee house chocolate, pardon me. And I would either leave the window box black, or maybe paint it with this color, coffee and coral. Wow, beautiful together. And then same thing with the front door. I mean, if I'm being the bold side, I'm gonna do my screen door with my Tuscan coral. But if you can't handle it, you know, this is where you can go totally safe with this presentation. You remove the coral and all you're working with is coffee house chocolate and the elements that I added. You're not adding any other wild colors. So this would be strictly what the client might have wanted if she wants to be completely safe. I'll show you the flowers I picked. and a couple other things on this one. And here we have coral peony. I'm going to tell you what I love about this. Peonies are beautiful flowers. However, they don't bloom for very long. They are strictly a spring bloomer unless they've come out with some double bloom versions, because I know that they've been doing that with a lot of flowers lately. The color of the leaf on this particular one is a very nice deep color, very close to that shade-grown green. And then this would complement all that coral you've just added. Or if this is the only way you could add coral to the front because you're too afraid to be bold with that, you'd still get it in the blooms. Now these blooms wouldn't last long. However, and I don't for some reason have the picture of the other flower, but knockout roses also come in coral, and those would bloom the entire spring through fall. So that would be a really great combination. Now I added a couple more options onto the end of this proposal. As we look at this flower bed, and remember some of the other times we added some more interest to the front with shutters that had a design on them, I would really consider, and I see it looks like there's concrete underneath that brick, so this might be, not exactly sure whether I would do what I originally thought, which I wanted to bump out the center and curve that and extend the flower bed into the center of the yard. It looks like there may have been a tree here. I'm kind of looking at that, I don't know. Or I would just make a whole brand new bed with no edging, just make a nice big mulch bed in the center and add this beautiful fountain. And you can get solar fountain pumps, so you wouldn't have to have necessary electric right there, and the solar panel could just rest on the mulch. Or you can get, somebody said something about some battery operated ones that run off of a cell battery backup system that you could unplug in the evening. But regardless, this would give a whole nother element to that front yard. And then lastly, and this is on this particular presentation. Okay, I'm taking you to my Amazon store, and this is what it looks like. So again, I always have the link below, but if you're not somebody that can do links, it is amazon.com/shop/your home, your happy place, but you don't put any spaces in between your home, your happy place. So that will bring you to this site. And then when you get there, you will see my stores. And I think I wanted to go to the first one here. So I'm going to open up my outdoor furnishings for pool, patio, deck, and porch. And here's where I would hone in on. This particular idea would be great. And you wouldn't have to get this particular one. You could actually find, if I scroll down here, I could probably find some. There you go. Let's pull this one up real quick. Oh, of course, you get to see how slow my internet is there. Okay, now we've got mimicking that fence that we've just put in. So put 2, 3, 4 of these out in the front yard of the house. Make yourself a spot. You guys have seen it at my own house. I'll just walk out there right now. My husband's trimming right now, but I just wanted to show you, and you've seen it before, but turn around here. So I brought that picture in to say you can make a wonderful outdoor area. You don't need a patio. I mean, there's nothing there. we had a tree or 2 or 3 right there that we weren't going to have pulled out. And we knew we wanted something for people to walk around or gather or something off the front porch. And so it was an accident that we happened to just toss those out, because we made them. We thought they were not made them, but we put them together and thought they were going to go down on the lower patio on the other side of the pool. And that patio didn't get poured until, it was actually poured while our guests were here over Memorial Day. So we've had those chairs out there since early spring, and we love it. We're not moving them. We love it. And I would have, if somebody would have told me, oh yeah, put some Adirondack chairs in front of your brand new home in your front yard, I would have said, no. But it kind of depends on your setting and the way our trees are and how deep our front yard is and the proximity to the front porch. It makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. So I wanted to go back to the first one. I'll go back through all 3 of them with my little mood boards and go over prices with you, just in sourcing. And if I find those kind of things at Amazon, I'll put them in my Amazon store. And if you're not sure how that works, I am an Amazon affiliate. So every time I put a link in, if you shop that link and you buy something, I will get pennies, but I'll get something from it. And it's a volume thing, so I need a lot of people to shop it. Pass my store off to your family and friends. Say, hey, if you're going to shop at Amazon, go through her store, because it doesn't even matter that you buy the thing. It matters that you started through my gateway, if you want to say it, or my portal. I'm pretty sure. I think that's the way it works. I was told that a long time ago. They change stuff all the time, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to start with my very first little mood board. And I know you can't see these in detail, so I'll tell you what they are. I'll remind you that this brown shutter is called Raisin Brown. And let me get my notes, my cheat sheet here. It's called a farmhouse flat panel, and it's made of PVC, and it was at Wayfair. When I selected it, it was $170 a pair. Right now, it is on sale for $136 a pair. So, and if you can't tell, I know you can't tell, it had lines or else just a flat panel. And then in the center, like it was 3 parts. In the center, it has an X. Okay, and then next we had that X coming out in the planter box. I did not tell you that planter box I found at a place called, I did tell you. That was Hayneedle, which is usually a very expensive site. It says it's starting at $85. Not that it is $85. So I'm wrong on that. I don't know. It's probably sizing. That one comes with, so that's called the Iron Cross window box design with cocoa liner. And it's actually bronze, which it doesn't look like there. But I'm telling you what, with that raisin brown, I think the bronze would be really a handsome choice over black. And then next, that's the other thing, is this little fence is also bronze. So the 2 metals are of the same, and I got that bronze. That is a cast iron fence, actually. So really good quality. Monticello Chippendale garden fence, and it's $20 each. So it probably was a small single section because it's metal. The others have been vinyl or resin, which are much less expensive materials. And then that was from a website called MonticelloShop.org. And then we had that screen door there, and that was Home Depot. That's a Ponderosa pine, and we had that for $230, painted in the Shade Grown, which was a really deep green by Sherwin-Williams. And then the two flowers, you know, that's not that important, but that was Proposition 1. Proposition 2 is our Cedar Park panel there, also found on Wayfair for $180 a pair, and that is Ocean Swell color. And there's other options too, so if those colors didn't work, but you saw how it looked. Well, you can kind of see it there right next to it. I mean, it's beautiful together. The window box is an iron scroll design with a cocoa liner. Actually, I don't think that was a cocoa liner. When I pulled it up on my computer and made it big, I think that's like a plastic or a metal, I'm not sure, inside of it. At the price, it might be a metal one inside of it, like a copper metal. I could be wrong, but there it is, and that's gorgeous. That window box I found at a website called Best Nest for $99. And then the fence with this selection it's chopping off the top of it. So it actually closes off and has a little finial type thing on at the top of each post. That is a vinyl garden fence at Home Depot for $17 each. And then this is also chopped off. The the screen door has a lot longer bottom on it than that. And that is a wood door. We would have painted that in the Shade Grown Sherwin-Williams as well. Did I already say this? It's $230 from Home Depot. And then we had the salvia, the deep purple, and that beautiful angel wings plant. So there's your number 1 and number 2. And then the one that was crazy is right here. But I told you, the only thing that makes it crazy is really this color and what you decide to do with it. So if you ended up doing this on your front door, yeah, it will be a lot of brightness. But again, this is not a solid front door. So, okay, so here we go with this one. We've got, that's the Coffee House Brown, and we're gonna keep that same shutter there. So we've got those little round shutters in a Coffee House Brown, and then we're gonna go up to, I don't think that shows up very good, but the window box is a solid dark window box. And then we had the country looking screen door, which I would have painted in the color that's surrounding this, which is the coral. But you could paint it in the chocolate brown. And then you have the Adirondack fence, which again, you can leave it white or you can paint it. I would not paint that coral. But I would consider painting the window boxes coral. If I was going to paint those, I would paint them the brown. And then I mentioned building something out here and adding your fountain, which the top of the fountain's cut off, and then adding some Adirondack chairs. So those are my 3 options. So let's pretend I am still with the client. And by now I've got a good idea of whether they liked anything at all or they hated it all. But here we are at this point. They might have liked a little bit of everything, but not all of anything. And so you just kind of go from there. You know, that's why you don't want to invest way too much time in your first presentation, because you could be so far off the mark that all you're doing is costing yourself time that you're not going to be paid for. And they're going to lose interest right away, and you may lose the job because, you know, and I know you're not looking for a job, but you know what I'm saying. If you're going to present it to your family, don't give them 10 choices. 3 is perfect. They're likely to like something out of every one of them, or like one a whole lot. That's the most likely thing. Okay, so you guys and Susan. I hope, Susan, you enjoyed this, and I hope it gives you at least a starting place or some confidence to move forward with what you want to do. And thank you for participating. And in case you skipped through this or I didn't say it, because I've recorded this a couple times. We've had a lot of interruptions today, as usual. I'm not taking any more Design Dilemma requests. I have a full picture full, like I think I have 3 or 4 more, and depending on what they are, they take a lot of time, and you know, I'm just not going to be able to do that. So I do want to do it now and then, and when I get the other ones all finished, but it may take a whole year for me, so that's just a little heads up. If you need some help right away, this is not the way to do it. If you want to be on a video, if you want to ask me a question or something, I don't know, maybe someday I'll do a live feed. Give me feedback on that. The only live I ever did was when I was on a vacation, and I said, okay, I'm at the pool. I didn't know what I was doing, but I do know that if I do a live, you can be interacting with me. So I might, you know, if I get enough questions that people want to send in, maybe through Instagram or something, that might be something we could do. But I'm not going to do that right away. Let me get through the design dilemmas I have, and the next one will be this summer, but I don't know when. And like I said, there's 3 or 4 more. Okay, so they're going to get spread out. It's just the way it'll be. I would like feedback, because when I do the next one, maybe you thought this was way too bad. I don't know how else to present things without showing you my laptop or something. I'm really not sure. So I'll take your feedback with a gentle spirit, I hope, and not get too discouraged if you thought it was awful. What else do I want to tell you? I had something else I wanted to tell you. Besides the fact that I'd appreciate a like, share me. You know, you can share, actually, if you've got a Twitter account, you can share on Twitter, you can share on Pinterest. You can. You just press it and it should be on there. If you're on your phone, and you press the little, I don't know, either the little square with the arrow in it or one of those that has the little curved arrow, it sometimes will give you options of where you can share. And it doesn't, you know, I mean, this is just fun. So if it's not like you would offend somebody by sending them, well, maybe you would if you're letting them know that they need some decorating help. I don't know, but you can always add a little something to it that says, hey, I like this channel. If you watch YouTube, you know, check her out. So I appreciate your time, you guys, and thank you so much. I will see you at the next video, and make your home your happy place. Bye.